Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool Classic Kids Show, and today we're talking about The Last of Us HBO, the entirety of the season. So, just off the bat, there may be spoilers here. I do this off the cuff, so um, I can't say for sure what'll be spoilers or not. We'll see, but just know, be warned, there may be spoilers present here. But just so you guys know, I've watched the entirety of the show, every single episode. The night that it has dropped, I think, yeah, for the most part, I think. Whatever. I watched every episode, so, and I personally did not watch any of the behind the scenes related footage or anything like that. And it's just hilarious to me as the show has gone on. Every time there's any form of criticism to this show, some of the like responses from people that don't want to give an objective thought on the show, they're just gonna love it no matter what, pretty much sort of deal. Their criticism, like their response to your criticism, is always, well, go look at the behind the scenes so that you can understand why they made the decisions that they made. And it's just like, you do not understand good storytelling. You don't understand like how a TV show is supposed to be made. If I have to go watch behind the scenes footage just to understand poor decision making, that means that the way they carried out the show or the episode, because it's not the entirety of the show that's, that I have negative criticism of, but a particular episode, if the episode cannot explain why things are made or why this is not like a bad thing, then guess what? It's just a poorly done episode. I was so sick of hearing that bullshit ass statement every time. Every single time there's that one asshole that says, "Go watch the behind the scenes footage." Like that's supposed to mean anything. And if you're like a critic, if you're a critic and you critique like TV shows or movies, and you say that, like you say, "Oh, why don't you go watch behind the scenes?" But like, just stop critiquing. You are a clown. Like, you are a wannabe. You have no idea how fundamental storytelling is supposed to be told. So yeah, I guess that's a little rant that's out of the way. But overall, the show, the big positive for me was definitely the cinematography. The cinematography was really good. It captures some beautiful moments, especially usually in the very beginning of each episode, sometimes also in the end of each episode, or when they change to a like different landscape or whatever have you. I really enjoyed the cinematography for this show. It always did stand out to me, and always was consistently good. As for the acting, I think Bella Ramsey was pretty good at playing Ellie. I think that she talked a little too much some episodes, but overall, she really did grasp Ellie as a character reasonably well. Not perfect, but reasonably well. I can respect that. And what else can I say that's good about this show? There's some episodes that were genuinely good, but honestly, it was just super shoddy. There's some episodes that are absolutely atrocious, don't have a reason to exist, and just have a bunch of filler. And just to get into it, like, my biggest question before the show even started was, can this show justify its own existence? It's based off a video game, The Last of Us, and that video game itself was really, really good storytelling as a video game. It almost played like a television show. So to be able to bring this show and say there's a reason for it to exist is difficult. And overall, my question was answered. Can this show justify its own existence? Simply, no. It did not do any of that. It is an inferior story in comparison to the source material. But this, I will say, it says a lot to the source material itself, how good the first The Last of Us game was, that you could still make a mediocre TV show of it when you compare the game to the show. The show is mediocre, but it's still, like, at least semi-watchable. Like, it's watchable. There's some episodes that are good, some that's bad. That's a testament to the source material being the game. And if you've never played the game, then please go play the game. because you're getting a way better story. If you just become a fan of The Last of Us because of the TV show and you never actually experience the game itself, you're doing yourself a disservice. And damn, it's gonna be crazy with the Last of Us like community, because they were always cancer. Even before the second game that was extremely divisive, the Last of Us community was absolute cancer, always was cancer, always will be cancer. But now it includes a bunch of people that probably haven't played the video game and probably will never play the video game, that also feel as though they have a say in like the Last of Us lore and whatnot. And that's laughable at best, I'm sorry to say. So I'm going to detract myself from the Last of Us community pretty much entirely. The only thing I want is factions, and at this point, the less storytelling, the better, because oh my god, storytelling it peaked with the first game, and the second game, trash. This show, not very good. So yeah, The Last of Us lore has peaked with the first game. Now, in regards to just what is terrible about this show, the writing sometimes is, once in a while really, is okay, it's decent, and then a lot of the time it is just a huge disservice to this show. The directing at times is also a disservice to this show, a disservice to the lore entirely. There are just episodes in this, short 9-episode season that have no reason to even be here. Episode 3 is worthless. Episode 4, you could have thrown that away as well for the most part, besides, like, certain segments. There's just, there's a lot of filler here, a lot of nothingness to some of these episodes, all while also completely ignoring some great moments from The Last of Us story, the game. There are so many great scenes that could have built story, could have built character development, could have built the relationships, and they chose to just completely ignore a lot of these, which left us not really left me personally not really caring for anyone or anything outright. It's a lot of these things that were completely skipped over that just, it's disappointing, because it's like you had everything there to make a damn good show. Well, could it justify its own existence? I still don't think so, but could it have been like really so much better than what it was ultimately being made? It definitely could have been so much better if they just would have actually stuck to the actual game's story instead of doing the extra bullshit that they wanted to do. There are characters in this show that either don't exist in the game and are absolute dog shit, or do exist in the game and are just done a complete total disservice to. The way Tess goes out is so laughably stupid. Bill's story is just like Hollywood wokeness bullshit that really is a waste of time, because, well, we're gonna tell this huge story about Bill, but he's not gonna tie into the main story at all. So, yeah, we're just gonna do that just to fucking do it, which is, like, retarded. What else? I will say episode 1, episode 5, episode, 7, even though that's, like, DLC story, and it follows the DLC really well. But, at least it was well done, so I can give it that. It's kind of, honestly, you could have threw that one away, too. I mean, I won't say that episode 7's filler, which is, Left Behind DLC. It's not necessarily filler, but it's not exactly necessary either. Once again, Hollywood has to do gay stuff because Hollywood wants to pretend that they care about minorities, even though, no, they just want to collect their money. It's just pretend. It's just pretend bullshit. So that's really what it boils down to. Episode 8 was good. Although it just feels like in modern day where the discourse is around, drag queens grooming children. Instead, they want to discuss, religion and grooming and stuff like that, which feels so fucking 90s to me, in all honesty. But, whatever, I guess. So episode 8 was good. Episode 9 is one of those things where the finale, which mind you is only like 43 minutes long. It just feels so rushed, man. This entire show just feels rushed, besides the things, the gay moments that Holly Weird wants to bask in. And yeah, it just, how is the finale less than 45 minutes, and then filler episode 3 an hour and 15? Make it make sense. Like, there's just so many thoughts to this show. And honestly, I did want to, I said to myself before I saw the finale that, I'm probably going to wait a day and just digest the entire series after having seen it all. But really, there's nothing to digest here. It's just a lot of nothingness, a lot of lack of care as a viewer, as someone that is a fan of the original game. Overall, Pedro Pascal's acting is dog shit. And it's like, he's proven to be a relatively decent actor. So it's kind of surprising, but then again, when you have garbage writing, what aspirations do you have to give a great performance? I don't blame him if he just cashed it in. It's just crazy how all the first 8 episodes, which is, almost the entire series, is just him not feeling like he cares, only for him to actually show some emotion, actually, at the last episode, but then it just feels fake, because the entire episode is totally acting another way, and then there's no bridge between episode 8 and 9 to make you feel as though, like, oh, now I understand why he has come this way and feels attached and has that emotional aspect with Ellie. It doesn't feel like it connects very well. And that's a testament to the poor writing. A lot of episodes just feel like they're just tossed in there. They don't necessarily feel like they're connected. The Walking Dead did such a better job of being consistently interesting and just being well made. And given The Walking Dead is not perfect, I'm particularly talking about that first season. That's what really got us crazy about zombies at that time. The Walking Dead season 1 was so well done. Every episode was interesting. The characters were interesting. The world they built was interesting. The finale was like, oh shit. Like, we've got such better entertainment back in the day. And it's sad that people are willing to just simply settle for mediocrity. And that's what this show ultimately is. It's not garbage, it's just mediocre. And that's disappointing, given I think the first game deserves so much better than this. Yeah, guys, that's just my general thoughts. I try not to spoil too much. But yeah, overall, I mean, I didn't expect much, but I'm just disappointed by a boring, lackluster TV show that neither connects with you on an emotional level with characters. And that's the thing that I want to stress about the game. The game didn't necessarily have a great story. It's more so those characters that had you invested, that love, but for them all, really. But it's particularly that bond you build with Joel and Ellie across, that game, across all those little moments that mean so much in the grand scheme of things. There was an intricacy to building that relationship that really is what makes that game so damn good in regards to story. It's not like an extravagant, it's not the best written story in the world, it's how it's executed, it's how the actors express their emotions, and just the amazing craftsmanship in regards to the game itself. That is completely, it's not there with the TV show. And the second thing that this show did not do was be entertaining. From an action perspective, from a suspense perspective, it didn't hit at all. It's really disappointing. And the crazy thing is, when we had great action segments like that episode 5, like, it was really, really, really good. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. but like you never like that's like a rare occurrence in this series. And it's like, well, if we don't have involvement with the clickers very much at all, I have to wonder, is this really a post-apocalyptic world, or is it just a bunch of people that, we had a moment in which the world was in chaos and now we're over it and a bunch of people can't get their shit together. And it's crazy because the show actually makes the zombies. I'm gonna say zombies. I don't give a fuck if people like are, oh, there's not zombies, it's bacterial infection. Fuck you. They're based off of zombies. They're copying zombies, but just in a slightly different way. But like the show makes the zombies more more problematic than even the game does. They are more threatening than the game does, but we barely see the clickers, man. We barely see them at all. And it's just total missed opportunity. You need to remind us why, these people are in the shit that they're in. The one other positive I can say about the show, though, is I do like some of the lore perspectives that were added. Like, I know episode 2, Tess was talking about how, the world kind of, how they bombed the major cities. Stuff like that. Little things like that were actually good touches, but it's one of those things where it started off like with those little things, but then after like that 4th episode, they just stopped with the little lore additions and just concentrated on like, I don't know what this show wanted to do. This show is so fucking mediocre. And it's like, I have to laugh it off. And because it's just disappointing. That's really what it boils down to. It was disappointing. I expected little. And I'm still somehow disappointed. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this show. If you're gonna say it was perfect, I mean, only a Sith deals in absolutes. And if you think that this is perfect, do not critique stuff anymore, you're a clown. If you think it was entirely garbage, then you're also a clown. You don't critique fairly at all. But yeah, guys, overall, I'm kind of glad it's over. Will I be watching season 2? I really don't think so. I don't think there's much. And if I do, it'd probably be just to bash it. I'm just gonna be upfront and honest. You can clip me on this, and then if I go watch, season 2, to shit on it, hey, it is what it is, I guess. But at least you can guarantee I'll actually watch the bullshit if I'm gonna talk shit on it. But yeah, guys, if you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to be a part of my growing Discord community, consider becoming a channel member. And follow me over on Twitch or Twitter if you want to continue the conversation. And guys, with all that being said, I'm out. Peace.